General of ELCINA, all the distinguished guests. I welcome you to this, stone foundation stone laying ceremony today. Thank you very much for coming. Um, I remember, it was I think towards the end of May when the country had not yet, unlocked the lockdown period, and perhaps it was in the evening. I had just come back from office, and I got a call from Shri Gaur, Saurabh Gaurji, and he made this mention about we must submit an application for PLI under the PLI scheme, and my first reaction to him was that, so we are the thresholds that have been set are very difficult to achieve for us, but because of his encouragement, we took this that bold step of applying for PLI, and thanks to his initiative and thanks to the government's initiative, we were able to submit our application in time. However, towards the very end, somewhere in, I think it was 21st of July or so, we got a little bit of a shocker saying that you are not eligible to apply for the scheme because, there was a clause saying that you should already be a player in the target segment verticals. There were 7 verticals, and we, of course, qualified in one vertical, the PCBs, but the revenue threshold was not, we were not meeting. So we said, okay, then we will have to back off. But then, Invest India, I don't think Raghav is here, but Invest India prodded us again, and they said you should find a partner. And I made the first call to Shri Vikram Desai ji, and he readily, he was so enthusiastic and happy to partner with us. So thank you very much, sir, for partnering with us in this project. And it was precisely in 5 days that we stitched up an SHA agreement. They invested, in the company which was, started in the name of Sahasra Semiconductors, and we were able to submit. And thanks to the help that we got from IFCI in terms of how we should make the application, and they were guiding us all along, and we were able to submit our application full and final, which was accepted by the ministry on 30th of July. So, as they say in Urdu, when you are committed to a certain project or certain idea, तो सारी कायनात आपका साथ देने लग जाती है, वो वाली बात थी. So, lo and behold, we made the application, and we are very thankful to you, sir, that you and your team looked at the application. And we are actually in the component space. We are one of the 2 companies along with Ascent who have been qualified in the PLI scheme. So that's how we got into the PLI scheme, and then quickly enough we submitted the application for the spec scheme, and it has been acknowledged. So hopefully in a very short period we would get the final approval. But just to briefly let you know about what are we planning to do. We have been in this memory packaging business for the last 5 years. We started our journey in this memory business 5 years ago. Precisely, I remember on 26th of January 2016, I was in Taiwan with another friend of India, Mr. Francis Sai, and we were having lunch together, and there was the chairman and CEO of Phison Electronics. They are one of the world leaders in memory business. He called Mr. Francis Sai and said, I'm looking for an EMS partner in India for my memory products. And Mr. Sai said, oh, one of them is just sitting in front of me. So we quickly finished our lunch and went to his office, and we signed an MOU with them on the same day, because they were having difficulty with Mosabear, who were their partners before, and they were going through financial difficulties. So they quickly set us up as their EMS partner, and we started business with HP and then to Sony. We became the one of the few green partners of Sony. Sony has a scheme of selecting vendors through the green partner process, and after 2000 we were the first company to become their green partner. So in the last 5 years we have had this journey in the memory business, not only as an EMS company but also subsequently for HP and PNY we started distributing the products in India. So we learned the EMS part of it, and we also learned some of the distribution part of it. And then we started making solid state drives, which not only as an external unit but also as internal unit to replace hard disk drives came into the market, and we started making those. As far as the memory product business is concerned, we felt that we have acquired the relevant experience, but thereafter it was very clear that there was not much of a value add. Getting all the components and the memories from overseas, from partners like Phison and others, there was not much of a value add here. So we started thinking of chip on board for the UDPs, or what you call USBs or pen drives as you know them here. We started looking at that, and also the micro SD. And then when SSD came, we felt that doing memory packaging, including the COB and micro SD, may be the way to go for two reasons. One is that the value add in India would increase significantly, and secondly, the Prime Minister's, Honorable Prime Minister's, mission of make in India and become self-reliant, ATMANIRBHAR, that was the dream. We would be able to partially contribute towards that, and will stand together with the Ministry of Electronics in the process of nation building. So we have been actually working on this project since last year, probably in 2019, and in March we were to go and sign a technical agreement with Phison for the same project. And I remember going to your office, sir, and at that time there were others who discouraged us from traveling in March at that time because of the COVID, and we had to drop that idea. But then one thing led to the other, and PLI scheme came, and we participated in this. So quickly, we would be making NAND flash memories, memory packaging. We'll get the wafer from overseas. There are 5 or 6 large wafer fabs in the world. 2 of them are in Korea, 1 in Japan, 2 in US, and 1 now China is coming up with their own fab. So they would be potential suppliers for the wafer for the memory business. And what we will be doing is we will be designing the package. For example, the geometry of the COB, or the geometry of the micro SD, or even the geometry of the eMMC, which goes as a memory in the mobile phone space. That designing will be done by us, and of course the packaging will be done by us. And we hope that with that we will be able to meet the PLI thresholds that the ministry has set out. And of course it will be very difficult. The first year is over. We hope that we can at least start manufacturing in the second year. Based on our current plan, we should go operational in the 4th quarter of this calendar year, and then we will quickly ramp up our production based on qualifications from the various agencies. That we hope that in the 3rd year at least we should be able to reach the thresholds that have been set out by your ministry, sir. And it's not only from the purpose of getting the benefits of the PLI incentives, but truly from the purpose of setting up the infrastructure or the ecosystem for the semiconductor industry in India. And once a few such units in the ATMP or OSAT come in India, then that will set a stage for a fab factory or a fab setup in India. It's a very I would say, a very tall or ambitious project that we have undertaken. We seek your blessings, and we seek the blessings of all our guests here and the other dignitaries on the dais. We hope that with your blessings and together with your support and help, we will slowly but surely try to achieve our objectives and the nation's goals of self-reliance. With these words, thank you very much once again for coming and giving us support to start this venture. And in the next 6 months, when we complete the factory and we have the equipment in place, we hope sometime in September, October, the weather would again be as good as it is today, and we will request you to come here again and help us actually start the production. Thank you very much.